Alright, hello and welcome to episode 14 of my playthrough of Feed the Beasts Plexiglass Mountain. Last episode we left off building this fun little, kind of actually really good looking contraption if you ask me. And this is just going to be farming, Inferium seeds at the moment for mystical agriculture. I don't know if I actually mentioned it, but the reason we wanted to do this, right, is so that we can get to the Angel Ring. Some flight would probably not be a bad idea. It would make exploring the nether and other things kind of nice, and also it helps us reach one of these, if we go here into the stretch goals, fly me to the moon, it actually completes one of our stretch goals. And like finishing a stretch goal like this early on in the game, I'll take it. That's really not that hard to do. And then also it kind of puts us on the path to get this red thumb stretch goal as well, which is getting a tier 5 seed. But we're a long way out from that one, but we can get this one pretty quickly, I reckon. So it's probably not a bad idea, especially since I kind of want to get to the end kind of early, I reckon. I feel like going to the end early wouldn't be a bad idea. So having flight there especially is not going to be a bad idea in the slightest. So we started working on this. So to make the angel ring that we want, right? It's super expensive to start with, but flight this early, I'll pay the price for it. All right. But to make it, we need 4 of these prudentium ingots, which realistically isn't that hard, right? It's just 2 prudentium essence and a couple prosperity ingots. And to get these is just, we got to craft up Inferium, right? Like you can go through all the tiers of Inferium, or I guess the essences to get to these stuff, right? So we need to make a few things before we can get there. First of all, we need to make ourselves one of these infusion crystals, which doesn't seem too hard. It's what, 4 Inferium essence and one of these gems, which is just a couple essence and a diamond pretty much is the cost for that. That's really not that hard. We should have a ton of prosperity. What's the word? Shards. We should have a ton of these just from mining already. I'm pretty sure we collected an absolute ton of these. So it shouldn't realistically be too hard. With the amount that we have, it hopefully will be enough. But if it's not, I've kind of got a backup plan, which you can see here with the watering cans. But so let's get into some crafting. So I need to grab out my prosperity shards, which I think I've actually got here. A bunch of them. I need to turn some of you into blocks. That will be enough. I need a diamond. And let's grab like a stack of iron, and that should be everything that we need, hopefully, to craft this, right? So first of all, I need one of these infusion crystals, which means I need to make a prosperity gemstone. And then from that, I can make an Inferium gemstone. And then with that, I should be able to make the infusion crystal, right? Nice. Then with that, we want to make prudentium ingots, and of these, we want to make 4, right? And then each one of these needs 2 prudentium essence. So that makes that 8. And each of these require 4 Inferium essence. So is that 32? Yeah, so we need like 32 of these essence to be split by 4. So we actually have enough of this stuff to make what we want. Bang. Now we just need to make the ingot, right? This prosperity ingot, which we only need 1, 2, 3, 4 of. Cool. And then I can turn you into that. And then that, I need 4 more diamonds. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's nice and easy. And then with that, what else do I need? It's probably just redstone and a couple feathers, isn't it? 2 blocks of redstone, 1, 2, and 2 feathers. Do we have any feathers? It doesn't look like we do. So, let's go kill some chickens. Right? And the whole idea of this is also I don't need to use this book for leap anymore. Which would be kind of good. Taking a ton of fall damage from like jumping incorrectly isn't the most fun thing in the world. Okay, that's 1 feather. And there's 4 feathers. Nice. As fun as traveling with this thing is, it is not the easiest thing in the world. But I need 1 more of these. Yoink. We can make the diamond ring. Can you turn into anything else? No, you're literally just a crafting slot item for this. And now this will be charged by my flux capacitor. To what's that? 1 million RF? Or FE, I guess. And then this can go into a ring slot inside my curio. Angel ring drains the stored FE over time while flying. Now this thing is expensive. It costs 1500 RF per tick of flight. So if we look at this, we've got about 1 million left, but we now have access to essentially create a flight for the cost of like a little bit of energy. And the thing is, that's not charging my ring anymore. So we need to change the setting on this to be all items. And now that should be charged up. Nice. Okay, so now we can kind of check how much this costs, which means like these islands up here now, we can explore them really easy. This one I've already been to, just to be completely honest with you guys. It's from cloud storage, so it's actually no use to us because that mod's getting removed from the mod pack, but it's kind of cool nonetheless. We can break this stuff, or I did not mean to do that. This is going to explode. But either way, we have flight, which means that's a quest from the mod pack finished. Right, is this thing just going to keep pushing me away? It's fine. Be that way. I have ranged. It's like a slime. I'm just also like keeping it like a bit of an eye out on my flux capacitor, just to make sure that I don't run out of energy while I'm flying, because otherwise that's a long fall down. But you know what? Flight this early in the game, I'll take it. That's a win and a half. But now we can do some extra cool things with mystical agriculture. But first, I think we're going to do a little bit more crafting inside the base. That is so nice. That is so handy to have. That makes me so happy. Okay. So, last episode we had to keep running down here to sleep. That problem is now solved. We have a sleeping bag. For the low price of 3 wool, I can now avoid some headaches. Which is cool. But we've also used up a ton of our inferium. And if you look at this, right, if we look here and we go inferium, we can use it to make quite a few things, right? We can make like, there's like different tools and armor. You can make a bow, which is kind of cool. It's all within the book, right? So you can have like tools and stuff like that. And each tool can be actually modified with augments, which is kind of cool, right? So if we look here, you have like absorption, health, night vision, water breathing, jump boost, speed. We can do all these cool things with augments, and I think we can actually add augments onto like the tools and stuff as well, right? So if we go here, and then we go like, we can add like strength 3 to it, I'm sure. Oh yeah, there you go, it tells you. It says sword. So then if I go there, and then I look up bow, BO, armor. Isn't it hashtag? Is a hashtag to look inside the thing? Yeah. Look inside the tags. I don't know, but we can look at this, right? So like we have like absorption goes into your armor slots. You have pathing goes into a shovel. We can have all these cool things. So let's say I wanted like jump boost 2, right? We can make that and then slot that into a piece of armor made of this stuff, which is kind of cool. And I think we get 1 augment per tier. And if we look at this stuff, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiers of essence. So right now we're at inferium, right? So we're going to need an absolute ton of this stuff if we want to do like any crafting, because each upgrade in tier requires 4 of the previous one, I think. Let's see. There it was. That makes the infusion crystal. I want to see how do I make this. Yeah. So each upgrade of essence tier, you need one, or rather 4 of the previous tier, which there is no seeds for these tiers. So you need inferium, and you need a lot of it. So that's what we're probably going to work on this episode. Besides making that ring, which is just kind of like the icing on the cake, is doing our best to increase our chances of getting an absolute ton of inferium. Because right now, if we look at it, it's been running for like a little bit of time between last episode and this side, but like we don't really have a whole lot of seeds. We've collected a whole of 2 inferium essence and 0 seeds. So I kind of want to make it so that we've filled up the entire patch, at least to start with. And then we also have something called growth accelerators, which, there you go, grows the plant above it faster at a range of 12. So you can have a max of 12 blocks underneath of these, increasing the tick rate or the growth rate of the plant above it. So this thing costs a bunch of iron, some diamond, reinforced stone, which is... Wow, it doesn't really require reinforced stone. Okay, so to do this, and rich soil, we need to get in... Wow, okay. So to even think about doing this stuff to accelerate, right, we need to get into Nomadic Craft and Farmer's Delight, which is making organic compost and then turning that into rich soil. Yo, that's kind of insane. But we can do something kind of cheaper than that to start with. If you remember the first time we made one of these farms, we had this watering can from Tinkers, not Tinkers, from Thermal, which requires you to sit here, fill it up, and then it'll like kind of use its water to help grow. There we go, I just harvested one. I've got an extra seed back though, that's kind of nice. But that's kind of lame. It's, to be honest with you, it's trash. So that's where it's going. We're going to make the Mystical Agriculture one, which, if you see, it's like just a bunch of iron and some bone meal, and then we can upgrade it to the Inferium. We just need some Mystical Fertilizer, which I think we should actually be able to make quite comfortably with the Inferium that we have left. So let's make that. I don't have to go downstairs. I should have everything with me. So let's go here. We need to make this thing. I just need a bowl. I do have to go downstairs. I lied. I need a bowl and I need a bone meal. So let's make... Do I have a bowl? Yeah, we have 4 bowls left. Also, our shepherd's pie, you can use a bowl to pick it up and it gives you like an absolute ton of food, which is kind of cool, but that's not what we're here for. I have a bone on me. Nice. Let's do that. We can make the empty watering can. Now this one's kind of cool. Let's do some explaining of this thing. This one, unlike the thermal, from what I remember, doesn't require you to... There you go. Doesn't require you to keep filling it up. It should just constantly have water in it. So you can literally just stand here on your crops and give it chances to grow. Right, and so that one grew. And this only does a 1x1 area. It's not great. So what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade this one, right, to the Inferium one. So, and like the same thing with this, like it's going to upgrade up through all the tiers. It just requires 4 ingots and some mystical fertilizer, so super easy to make. But we're going to start with tier 1 because that's all we have access to pretty much. So to make this, we want 4 of these, so we need to make a bunch more of these bad boys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Realistically, we could just make like an absolute ton of it, but we'll try to be semi responsible with our use of I need... Do I have fertilized essence? Oh, we have actually... There's a chance for a 3rd output, isn't there? I think each one of these has a chance to output. There's like a 10% chance to give us fertilized essence. So I actually need to connect an extra drawer to that. I was right though in last episode where I needed 3, but I thought I only needed 2. Do I have them on me? No. So while we're down here, let's grab more drawers, or just the one more. I need to get rid of stuff. I've got too much junk in my trunk. Okay, grab one of those. I forgot what I came down here for. Oh yeah, fertilizer essence. Pretty sure we had one, or at least one of them. But did it end up in this chest? Oh no, I've got mystical fertilizer to start with. Okay, that's nice. Which means I don't need to make this stuff. But if we wanted to make it, it's just a diamond, and some inferium and bone meal. You can make it. It's not that hard. Cool. So let's make this bad boy then. I just need to put my watering can in there. And now this says 3x3. Can I sleep through this? Is it nighttime? No. Let's head back upstairs. Right, so this is all cool. We need to fill it back up. And now this thing does a 3x3 area. So you can stand here and right click with it and it'll water stuff. You can do something even cooler is you can shift right click with it, I think, in the air, and you can see on the hotbar down there, right? It's constantly being used and it's glowing in my hand. I don't need to hold anything. My hands is off my keyboard and off my mouse, and this is adding like tick acceleration to these. So if you really wanted to, there's absolutely nothing stopping you just standing here and AFKing to make this stuff grow faster. I don't know if there's any benefit to like having it auto doing it or like standing here and like holding right click yourself, but we can help this stuff grow a bit better. The other thing that you can do as well is you see the farmland that we did the mystical agriculture one. Let's do some reading while we're here, and we'll go out of the rain so that we can actually listen to what we're thinking. Basics, Essence Farmland. Here we go. Essence Farmland increases the output efficiency of mystical agriculture crops in multiple ways, blah, blah, blah. You can create it by right-clicking with the essence. We will do that. So crops will usually have a 10% chance to drop a second seed when planted on any tier farmland. Right, so that's why we checked it on that, is so that we can get more seeds so that we can actually fill the entire patch. Not only that, but they will have an additional 10% chance to drop... oh, that's weird. On the corresponding tier essence farmland. Oh. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. I didn't actually understand that. Crops will have an additional 10% chance to drop a second seed when planted on the corresponding tier essence farmland. But inferium seeds will drop more essences when planted on higher tier essence farmland. So we can actually upgrade that farmland to Prudentium if we make more of it, so that it gives us an extra chance to drop more essence per harvest if it's upgraded. But the other thing that brought up, which I didn't really understand until I read it, so then let's go here and we go seed. You can grow like a bunch of different things, right? So let's say we want to have, what's something cool? Let's go diamonds, because everyone loves diamonds. So diamonds are a tier 5 seed, right? So not only do we need to use a ton of diamonds and some other stuff to like even make the seed, right? We need to get to Supremium before we can even think about doing that. But if we plant this, oh, we can actually upgrade it with an activator substance. I think this is an added thing. So if we plant this on the regular soil, it's kind of cool, right? Because we get like an additional 10% chance to get that versus the versus regular farmland. But if we then match that up with tier 5 farmland, which would be the Supremium, right? Farmland, that also gets an extra 10%, so that's another 20% chance to get 2 seeds, or rather an extra 10% to get something like that. I don't know, but we can get an extra seed, and with the seeds, what we can do is if we right click it and look at the uses, we can actually put them in a seed reprocessor, which is another thing from mystical agriculture, which gives us more essence, and then the essence in turn gets turned into resources. Very long-winded explanation, but more seeds equals more better, to be to be very to the point about it. So yeah, we want to kind of upgrade that, especially with the inferium. We kind of want to have that on the highest tier farmland we can get it on. So let's, while it's nighttime, asleep real quick and see how much prudentium we can make. We got 32, so it's not very much that we can make, but we can make some more. Now my question is do we need it to be regular farmland, or do we upgrade inferium farmland to prudentium? So we need to use this thing, and then we go bang bang. That gives us 8 of that. And now this thing. Do I just right click on the tier 1 farmland? We do. Oh, and we get the original essence back. That's kind of cool. So we don't actually lose anything for doing this. So let's go 1, 2, bang, bang, bang. I think we get a chance for it back. It's not guaranteed back. But now this is all better. So what I can do is like, that seed hasn't grown, yours 0%, yours 0%. Anything that's like super low percentage, right? We can just kind of grab and replace into this. Doesn't even really matter, because what we can do instead now, stand here and use a watering can on it. And then you can see that actually that's kind of cool. So it's a tier 1 seed. The secondary chance, right, which is the seed chance, is at 10%. And then our inferium output is now at 150%. So not like, I don't actually know. Does this tell us? If I look at inferium seeds. Does it tell us what we can get from it? I think it's just literally 1 inferium per seed thing. So 150 gives us a chance at 2. It's another 50% chance to get an extra inferium from it, which is kind of cool. So that's basically the gist. If we really want to get too crazy with this, which I'm not really feeling like doing, to be honest with you, is we could literally just like AFK here, like with something like on my keyboard, so that actually I could probably just fly over the top of this, you know, so that I'm not getting bumped by the thing. But that's just going to use a ton of power, so that we can get a bunch more seeds. But that's just going to be kind of running in the background while we do other things, and that's going to be just kind of an ongoing thing within this series, at least in this early stages. But if we look at this now, we now have completed 1 of the end game, or I guess the stretch goals, right? I guess we can probably tick off this one as well. It just wants us to make a Tinker's Anvil. Not that it's like something that we're going to use, seeing as we've gotten cool tools from Thermal instead. But we can make it anyway. We just need to make an anvil from Tinker's. I think we have to use like some sort of weird metal, don't we? It's like blocks of something. Can I use, what's like the cheapest one? Slime, steel, amethyst, rose gold. I think the one I normally do is bronze. Yeah, block of bronze. So I was just making bronze. We can go make this like right now and just tick something else off the quest list. So while we're here, so just tin and copper. We need to make a few blocks of that. Copper, tin. And then we go here and we go dunk. And then we grab this thing, which has a bunch of time stored in it, and we speed it up. Cool. And then we go over here again. Not that I really need to go over here. And then this turns into blocks. We made way too much because I only needed 3 of these. What's the other stuff we need? Some blocks of that and a 1, 2, 3, 4 seared blocks. Seared bricks, rather. How many do you turn into? 3? I need 1 more. Really? I need 1 more? Yeah, none of this stuff is actually made of it, is it? Damn. I need like minimum 1 more, don't I? Yeah, I do. Alright, how do we make seared brick? I know that we can cast it. We can make seared stone. Is it literally just making grout? Let's make some grout. I'm going to do that off camera though. Alright, and we got the grout, which means we can now do that and that. Now we have an anvil, and this is kind of our trophy, so that can stay there. And cool, that's another quest done. That's kind of nice. Is there anything else that we can start working towards? Mystical activator substance. How do we make this? Because that's another quest. Craftable or found in all loot chests with a 16% chance. Ooh, okay. So to even think about doing this, we need to have some sort of create stuff going. Blue dye is easy to make. Lively ashes we can get from cooking up rainbow birch. To do that, we just need, like, what, 8 different dyes? That's not that hard. That's pretty easy. What about you, life dust? I need to go to life gem. Ooh, which means we need supremium. Damn. What's a life infusing kit? Tap. Oof. Okay, so we need to get into Botania. Do we even think about doing this? Okay. To make this, we need Phyto Grow. That's easy. Tree fertilizer. I don't know how do we get that. That's just some flowers, some coral, and a bone meal. Okay, that's not that bad. Mystical fertilizer we saw. Floral fertilizer, that's easy. Tablet of fertility from Ars Nouveau. That's not that hard. Alright, so that's not going to happen today. That's going to be a while because we need to get into Botania before even thinking about that. Weird flex, but okay. Oh, that's a lot of netherite. Red thumb we looked at. Materialism. Make one of the following 5x compressed blocks. 5x redstone, 5x lapis, 5x quartz, 5... Wow, holy... That's... Yeah, that's not going to happen either. Alright, so we have a lot of things to do before we can start looking at more quests. So, let's not deal with any of that. I think next episode, we'll probably move this stuff downstairs. I can tell you how I'm going to deal with that because obviously we have an output that we don't want. And I will... That'll probably be the next episode. We'll probably have the next one as a short one. I don't know. But I think that's going to be the end of this episode. Anyone is still watching, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all on the next one. Peace.